first question I'd like to ask, I need to know your opinion on the Conor McGregor incident, as I'm sure you're tracking like crazy.
Yeah, well, Conor continues to do what Conor does, and that's garner attention. The guy hasn't fought in mixed martial arts in 500 plus days, and all he does is he shows up and he creates attention. And a guy that I'm not going to say he was out of the spotlight, but the UFC seemed like they wanted to move on with Khabib, with Max, with Brock Lesnar, whoever they have, because they realize that they can't rely on this guy. And he comes in, and yeah, there's a bunch of lawsuits, but let's say Conor pays out $5 million, $10 million. It's probably added $50 million to the next fight that he has.
So, in your opinion, John, is this overall potentially a positive? Can they pivot out of this in a positive marketing value-added way? Is that how you're?
The reality is this: we are not covering bingo. We're covering a sport where people get kicked in the head and punched in the head, and there's alpha males and alpha females, and sometimes things are going to happen, and this is one of those things. It's unfortunate. I'm sure the UFC is furious about the fact that Michael Chiesa and Anthony Pettis and Ray Borg, 3 fights are pulled off the card because of this incident, throwing this dolly situation. And I know Conor's opinion is, I was there to back my boy. I was there to support Artem Lobov because I saw that Khabib's team, they were harassing him, they were bullying him,
right,
and I needed to watch this guy's back. Was it the right move? It depends on who you're looking at. Because if you're Conor, yeah, you might have to pay a few $1 million in lawsuits, but I really don't think it's going to hurt his bottom line.
It's not, eh?
No.
But what about his brand? Because obviously he's involved now. He's got that entrepreneurial spirit, and he's trying to push. And he's a huge draw, obviously, for many fans and potentially many businesses. Is this going to impact his entrepreneurial?
I guess it could. I guess you can compare it to, anybody that decided to jump on the Conor McGregor bandwagon for sponsorship or whatnot. If you didn't know what you're getting yourself into, you should have done your research. I can understand if this was a situation where, like Tiger Woods, where Nike or some of these big companies have invested so much money, and it just came out of the blue that this guy's damaged his reputation and done this and that. So you have to pull sponsorships, or John Jones, the same situation. Conor, you knew this was part of the appeal. This is why people wanted to jump on to the bandwagon, because he says whatever, and as soon as he walks into a room, everybody pays attention to this guy. So I really, it's one of those things that, should he be doing this stuff? Absolutely not, because it looks like he feels that he's bigger than the sport.
Sure.
But when you have that type of clout, and you have the financial backing, and you have a vast support system, the reality is he's polarizing, which means there's a divide. Half the people love him, half the people hate him.
Which is awesome for business,
awesome
right?
For business.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. He understands it, and he seems to be capitalizing on it.